Ogoshi Hayanada. This is an armbar from Ogoshi. Someone's going to throw a punch. We usually do a roundhouse punch. I'm going to use their punch as my kazushi to set up Ogoshi and then follow up with an armbar on the ground. Someone's facing me and they throw a roundhouse punch. I'm going to block with one arm. I don't want to stop their motion though. As that arm comes around, I don't want to do a normal block where I stop the motion. I'm attacking it. I'm mostly just creating a nice frame to protect my head, and I'm fading away from the arm while it's connected to me. I don't want to stop their motion. That's my kazushi, is the forward motion of them throwing a punch. I just need to protect my arm, kind of guide it, and then as the power slows down, once they pass their center line, I'm hooking over the arm, an overhook, to set up my throw. I block and fade. I overhook, my other hand's going around the back to set up Ogoshi. You're going to practice Ogoshi. You can do that before you set up the throw. Do a couple throws each knee, however many you want to do. Imagine that punch is coming. I'm using a gi, a pillow, and a belt. I've got a broom in the back to create some tension. I got the arm here, and the base of the broom is the shoulder. Got a pillow for the body. Imagine this punch is coming around at me. It's swinging at me. I block and come over the top, overhook. My other arm's going around the back. The punch comes, I hook, and I throw. On the ground, I have control of that arm from that overhook from blocking. A couple ways to set this up. Most common way is I throw them so they land sort of on my ankles, drop my shins on them and get it nice and tight and control their body. As I fall back, you can either keep that arm in that lock or let it pop out and come around the front, which is what we usually do. Either way, I throw, squat on them, get it in nice and tight, and I'm going to pull that arm straight up the center of my body as I fall back to keep everything nice and cinched up. I don't want to create a gap in there. Make sure that their elbow is above my hips. Sometimes people push away too far and create space, and they can wiggle that arm out. Now, I need to follow up, because from here, they can still sit up and try to come over top of my knees. One of the ways we counter that on the Dayashi Hayanada is the foot by the head kicks straight over. Even if they're sitting up, I can kind of put my foot on the jawline, kick over, and they roll back down. Only problem is it doesn't prevent them from rolling around the other way to try to get their arm out. So I'm going to do both legs are going to kick over. Kick, and again, still pulling up on the arm, up my body. Now, they're not going to be able to roll this way or the other way. I finish off with the arm bar. A couple other ways to set up those legs. Another one that I've liked, Jonathan Sensei likes this one, is you throw them, and instead of falling back, you actually jump over the body. And you can kind of see I'm sitting, popping that elbow, and then just roll back and finish it off if you hadn't finished it already. Another possibility is either a follow-up to Tatsumaki Shime, or you kind of fail Tatsumaki Shime, and you go into this. You try to set it up, I step over, pushing that heel in, try to make that big step, and I either lose my balance here, or maybe I actually finish it off, and then I want to go backwards. In any event, whether I miss it or I've done it and I'm going backwards, that front heel just kicks straight back. Have a seat. Ogoshi Hayanada. Again, from the other side. Really make sure when you're blocking that punch that you're not stopping their motion. Their swing, that arm punching is what's giving you the kazushi. I don't want to stop their motion. I'm just protecting myself, fading away. Fade away, the other arm's going around the back. Fade, sneak around the back, overhook, pop my hip out, and throw. Using the broom, just stick it right in through the gi in the shoulder. This time the punch is coming around the other way. Swings, I block, I overhook, the other arm comes around underneath. Follow through, stick out that hip, and throw. You're right there, I'm throwing them right on top of my ankles, so I'm in nice and tight. Basically my feet are underneath them, I'm gonna drop them right on me. Once they're there, when I get nice and tight, I just drop my shins right on them. It can even be kind of nasty if you want. Shin right on the head, other one on the ribs, drop right on top. And I'm in nice and tight. You can see my butt's already touching my heels. I've taken up all the slack for that arm bar. I'm pulling the arm up my chest so that no slack comes in as I roll back. Their counter is going to be to try to sit up or to roll around the other way. Pull my feet out, kick straight across, still pulling that arm up to not allow any slack. And arm bar. Generally what I'm looking for with their arm, thumb up or thumb down, ideally thumb up. The palm is up or down, the bones in the arm are not crossing each other and there's a little bit more flexibility. So when I bend that arm, I like thumb up. Sometimes thumb down, although they can bend the arm the other way. And with the thumb up, these bones in the arm are crossing each other and there's just not much slack in there when you pop that elbow. So that's what I'm looking for on the turn on the wrist. Boom. Again, two other options. Once you throw, instead of going backwards, you can hop over, sitting right on that, dropping all your weight on the back of the elbow, and then roll into it. Or try it as a combination or a follow-up to Tatsumaki Shimei. Throw, step over, kicking that heel in to begin the strangle on the carotid. I'm stepping deep, and then I either lose my balance while they're fighting, or I actually go ahead and finish it off, and then I'll go back. In either case, kick that heel back, keep your butt close to them, pull the arm up the body, sit back, and bridge. Good luck training. Ogoshi, Hayanada.